every leaf had fallen except one. Neighbors said it was nothing. Doctors said hope was gone. But for a young girl on Maple Street, that last leaf became her reason to keep breathing and her reason to fight. Maple Street was the kind of place where autumn felt magical. Children played under golden canopies, leaves danced like sparks in the wind, and the air smelled faintly of cinnamon from the old bakery at the corner. But one year, autumn came with a quiet sadness, because in the small blue house at the end of Maple Street, a 14-year-old girl named Lila had fallen gravely ill. Her laughter, once the brightest sound in the neighborhood, was now replaced by weak breaths and long silences. Doctors diagnosed a rare lung condition worsened by the cold season. Weeks passed, her strength faded, her hope grew thin. One October evening, as leaves fluttered past her window, Lila whispered to her mother, "When the last leaf falls, I think I'll go too." Her mother tried to reassure her, "It's just the wind, sweetheart. Leaves fall every year." But Lila only shook her head. She had chosen a single leaf, one stubborn late autumn leaf still clinging to the giant maple tree outside her window. To her, that leaf became her lifeline. If it stays, then maybe I can stay too. Across the street lived Mr. Rowan, a retired art teacher. He had always admired Lila's bright spirit and often gifted her little watercolor postcards when she was younger. But in recent years, his eyesight had begun to fade. His hands trembled. His days as a painter felt over. Still, he visited Lila whenever he could, bringing stories, sketches, and soft encouragement. One day, he learned about her belief in the last leaf. He listened, nodding gently, though his chest ached with worry. From then on, every time the wind rose, every time rain tapped against his window, Mr. Rowan looked toward the tree with fear, because he knew what Lila believed, and he knew what it might do to her if that final leaf let go. One night, a fierce storm hit Maple Street. Wind tearing through branches, rain slashing against rooftops, thunder shaking the sky. Lila cried in her bed, "It's going to fall! It's going to fall!" Her mother held her tightly. "All we can do is wait for morning." But someone wasn't willing to wait. Across the street, Mr. Rowan put on his old coat, took his walking stick, and stepped into the storm. He stood before the old maple tree, branches thrashing wildly. The last leaf, Lila's leaf, was gone. He stared at the empty branch, feeling his heart break. Then he looked toward Lila's dim window, and he made a decision that would define the rest of his life. With shaking hands, nearly blinded by rain, Mr. Rowan fetched his old paints and climbed a ladder to the brick wall just across from Lila's window. Slowly, painfully, he began to paint a leaf. A single green leaf clinging to a branch, as though refusing to ever let go. Wind pulled at his coat. Rain washed pigment down his sleeves. His fingers cramped, but he kept painting. Because somewhere across the street, a girl believed she was dying with the falling of a single leaf, and he refused to let that belief take her. By the time he finished, he was drenched, shivering, exhausted. But on the wall, in bold, strong strokes, a leaf shone against the storm. At sunrise, Leela opened her eyes. Her mother helped her sit upright. She held her breath and looked toward the branch. There, still clinging, was the leaf. Perfect, bright, untouched by the storm. "It stayed," Leela whispered through tears. "It stayed for me." Something inside her shifted. A spark of strength, a quiet determination. For the first time in weeks, she ate breakfast, took deeper breaths, asked for sunlight on her face. Doctors noticed it too. Her body was still weak, but her spirit, once fading, began to return. Because hope had returned. Because the leaf had held on. A week later, Leela regathered enough strength to take short steps with her mother. One morning, she walked closer to the window and saw something that made her freeze. The leaf wasn't on the tree. It was on the brick wall across the street, painted. She stared for a long moment. Her breath caught in her throat. Then she asked, "Where's Mr. Rowan?" Her mother hesitated. He caught pneumonia the night of the storm. He said he needed to go outside for something important. Leela's eyes filled with tears. She understood everything. As soon as she was stable enough, Leela asked to visit him. Mr. Rowan was recovering slowly, lying in bed, frail but smiling gently when he saw her. "You painted it," Leela whispered. "You saved me." He shook his head. "No, child. The leaf was just a reminder. What saved you was the strength you already had inside." She held his hand and cried softly. "Then you reminded me how to use it." Leela fully recovered by early spring. She returned to school, grew strong again, and often visited Mr. Rowan with fresh drawings she practiced. The painted leaf remained on Maple Street, bright through winter, spring rains, and countless passing seasons. Neighbors say that wall feels different, warmer, kinder, alive. Some believe the leaf saved Leela. Others believe Leela saved Mr. Rowan. That everyone agrees. That leaf changed 2 lives, and that street remembers. Some miracles are loud, some are bright, but the quiet ones, the ones painted in the cold, in the dark, for someone we love, those are the miracles that last forever. Good night, my friend. May your hope always hold on, even in the strongest winds. And if this story touched your heart, please share it. You never know whose life your kindness might lift tonight.